The window of her small apartment, the late afternoon sunlight painting the room in warm amber tones. Outside, the city buzzed with life cars honking. People hurrying along the sidewalks, but inside, the world felt impossibly quiet. She clutched a mug of tea in her hands, the steam curling around her fingers, and stared at the empty chair across from her. It had been months since she'd seen Jason, her childhood friend and secret confidant. They had grown up together, shared endless memories, and yet life had slowly pulled them apart. Emily had always admired him from afar, not knowing if her feelings were mere nostalgia or something deeper, something she had never dared to name. The apartment around her reflected her own restlessness. Books half-read, scattered notes, and a calendar full of deadlines reminded her that life was moving forward, whether she felt ready or not. And yet, there was a part of her that longed for connection, for a heart that understood the quiet ache she carried each day. Her phone buzzed softly on the table. Emily glanced at it, hoping for a message that never came. Instead, it was another notification from work. Another reminder that she was on a path she had chosen carefully. Yet it wasn't enough. There was a gnawing sense that something vital was missing as she sipped her tea. Emily's thoughts drifted to that unexpected Thursday morning when she had walked into the small coffee shop downtown. She remembered seeing Jason sitting there scribbling in his notebook, unaware that she was there. For a brief moment, the world had stopped. Their eyes had met, and Emily had felt a mix of joy and regret that she couldn't explain now. Sitting alone, she realized the truth. She had a choice to make, one that could change everything. Her heart longed to reach out, to tell Jason how much he had always meant to her, but fear held her back. Fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, fear of upsetting the delicate balance of their friendship, and yet, deep down, she knew one thing with absolute clarity. Life would never feel complete until she faced the truth. No matter how painful it might be, the city continued to hum outside, oblivious to her quiet turmoil, and Emily took a deep breath. Tomorrow, she decided she would step out of her comfort zone. But for tonight, she let herself linger in the bittersweet ache of longing. Her heart both heavy and hopeful, waiting for what might come next. The next morning, Emily wandered through the quiet streets of her neighborhood, the crisp air carrying the faint scent of autumn leaves. Every corner seemed to whisper fragments of the past, small reminders of moments she had shared with Jason. Moments she hadn't realized she would miss so deeply. She remembered the old library, where they had spent countless afternoons. They would sit side by side at a long wooden table, pretending to study while secretly exchanging notes filled with silly jokes, doodles, and sometimes heartfelt words that neither of them ever said out loud. Emily could still picture Jason's crooked smile as he peeked over a book to see if she had noticed the little heart he had drawn in the margin of her notebook. Then there were the evenings by the river, when the two of them would walk silently, letting the sound of water and the glow of the city lights fill the spaces between words. Emily often recalled those quiet walks, feeling a mix of comfort and a quiet ache she didn't fully understand at the time. She had loved the ease of their friendship, the way he seemed to understand her without explanation, but along with those sweet memories came the subtle moments that had kept them apart. There were times when Emily had felt her feelings growing too strong, but she pushed them down, fearing it might ruin what they already had. And Jason, perhaps sensing something unspoken, had also held back, keeping their connection within the safe boundaries of friendship. She thought of the letters they had written to each other when life's responsibilities forced them apart, handwritten pages filled with laughter, encouragement, and gentle confessions that never quite reached the depth of their hearts. Emily realized that they had always been close, yet always just out of reach. There had been no dramatic fights, no loud disagreements, only the quiet, unspoken choices that life made for them, slowly building distance even as their hearts remained tethered. As Emily continued her walk, she felt the weight of nostalgia mixed with longing. The past was not just a memory, was a living presence, reminding her of everything she had cherished and everything she had left unsaid. She knew now that understanding those quiet, tender moments was the key to facing the choices she had yet to make. somewhere between the laughter of yesterday and the uncertainty of tomorrow. Emily realized one truth. The bond she shared with Jason was rare, delicate, and precious. And no matter the distance or fear, she could no longer ignore it. The time to confront what they both felt was coming. And it would change everything. Months had passed since Emily had moved to Seattle. Her new job was everything she had hoped for: busy, challenging, and exciting, but no amount of professional success could quiet the quiet ache she carried in her heart. She often found herself thinking of Jason, of the laughter, the quiet walks, and the letters that had once kept them close despite the miles. One crisp Saturday morning, Emily decided to visit a small cafe near the waterfront, a place she had discovered shortly after moving. As she stepped inside, the familiar scent of roasted coffee beans and pastries wrapped around her like a comforting blanket. She was about to find a quiet table when she froze. Jason was there, sitting by the window, notebook in hand, just like he had been months ago back home. He looked up, and for a moment the world stilled. Their eyes met, and Emily felt a rush of everything she had been holding back: nostalgia, longing, and a quiet hope she hadn't dared to voice. Jason's voice was soft, almost disbelieving. "Jason," she whispered, her heart thumping. Neither moved at first, both hesitant yet drawn by the invisible thread that had always connected them. Finally, Jason gestured toward the empty chair across from him. "Sit with me." Emily smiled, relief mingling with emotion, and slid into the seat. Words came slowly at first, stumbling over the distance of months apart. But as they talked, the old ease returned, the shared memories, the gentle teasing, the understanding that had always been effortless between them. A light rain began to fall outside, tapping softly against the window. They watched together in silence, feeling the comfort of presence and the warmth of being understood. Emily realized that the choice she had feared, leaving her hometown, chasing her dreams, had not broken their bond. Instead, it had grown stronger, tempered by time and longing. Jason reached for his notebook, then paused. "I missed this," he said quietly. "I missed us." Emily's eyes glistened. "Me too," she admitted, her voice steady despite the emotions welling inside her. It was a simple moment, unremarkable to the world outside. Yet it held everything: hope, forgiveness, and the quiet promise that some connections were too deep to be lost. The past had brought them here, but the present and whatever choices lay ahead would be theirs to shape together. And for the first time in months, Emily felt complete, knowing that even life's mistakes could lead